But I want to get back to this thing about trying to pass as a woman, you know? Because I see several of you out there needing those tips. And one of the things that I found is the true test of whether you could pass as a female, you know, whether a genetic male, they call me, could pass as a female among Italian Americans is whether you can make them hard. You know, that's like the true test. And the best I could do, I really, really tried, but the best I could do is al dente. You know? So this next comedian is like a natural for the men in the audience of getting hard, I think. I hope that doesn't offend her, but she's really a good-looking woman. You know her you've seen her probably on Gossip Girl, Law and Order. We have the good fortune here of having Yafa. Yafa, come on up. Woo, yes she is. Thank you. Yafa sharing about her son. You know, I'd like to share a little bit about my daughter. You're going to see her in a few minutes. But I used to think that, you know, how did she get to be a little bit of an OCD, you know, obsessive compulsive disorder and stuff like that? And I wondered, how did this happen? And then I realized, it's me, you know? Like, you know, people have initials after their name, like JD or LLM and stuff. I have Fran Sisco, OCD, ADD, ADHD, all of that stuff, you know. I'm finally admitting it, you know, to the world that I've been the cause of my own problems, you know. It's, and it manifests itself in different ways. The latest way is, I don't know if you've heard about this, it's being a literalist. That's somebody who takes literally something, so literally that they have to put it in action. They're compelled to it. You know, like certain OCD people will wash their face like 1,000 times and stuff like that, right? Well, what I do is I hear an expression, like an aphorism, in my head, and I have to act it out. Like one, for example, and it's getting me in trouble, and I can't stop it. Like one, for example, is, you know, in the food store, when you go out one door, you go in another. When you go out the door, I see people going out the door. I get near the one that goes in, and I push the mat. Door opens. Person goes out. Door opens. Person goes out. Push it. And somebody came up to me and said, because the line behind me was jamming up, they said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, you know the saying, when one door closes, the other door opens?" So I had to act it out. And then when I was in the supermarket, I bought a dozen large eggs, and then I heard the expression in my head. I said, "Oh no, please stop." And I heard it in my head, and sure enough, I had to take the eggs, and I took one egg, and I went over to one guy's basket, and I put it in, another egg, I took it, I put it in the shopping cart of another person's basket, and this woman, the one I put it in, the egg broke, and it went on her pocketbook and everything, and she said, "What the hell are you doing? What are you going in my shopping cart for with your egg?" And I said, "Well, I'm a literalist." She said, "What does that mean, a literalist?" I said, "Well, I heard the saying in my head, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I had to put them in different people's baskets." And so I've been getting in trouble for that, but anyway, I'm admitting it among all of you, like there's an AA, you know, meetings and everything. There should be like a literalist meeting and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to bring up the queen of OCD. No, I say it in a loving way. My daughter, Kelly Sisco. Give her a round of applause here. Kelly from several different brokerage comedy places.
Dad. No. Joke.
All right, Kelly. Nice job. Kelly Sisco. All right, we have for you now Dan Ghazi. Now, Dan is nice looking young guy with long hair, and it reminds me a little bit about like the summer of 1967, you know, and a little bit of a hippie in him. But he's really a nice, warm, friendly guy. Let's give it, and a funny guy, and he's been here many times. Let's give it up for Dan Ghazi. Hey, Dan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. Are we?
Thank you, Dan. Dan Ghazi. Thank you very much, Dan. Very funny guy. Okay. I promised you that we would have a lot of versatility and diversity in our group tonight. And we have the Mac Attack of Mississippi. Alvin, come on up here, Alvin. Woo!
Thank you so much, Fran. Give it up for Fran.
You know, the bathroom is an unbelievable place, right? Isn't it? And going to the bathroom, especially number 2, you know. And Alvin talking about that made me think of this flight back from Chicago. I was in the bathroom, you know, in those airplanes, how they're very, very small. You have to do that latch behind you. And I looked down, and like Alvin, I saw the seat, and I thought though, I gotta put paper down now, because I had a dress on. I gotta pull up my dress. I gotta pull down my cincher. I gotta pull down my pantyhose. You know, I said, let me go the guy way. Who's gonna know? So I fall back into that once in a while, even though most of the time I try to be feminine. Our next comedian, and we didn't put 2 black guys together on purpose. You know, and we didn't bunch them up near the end. We were saving the best for near last, you know? And so we got Kenny Warren, the average black guy, black man. And look at his hat. What a great hat, matching sneakers. So we go with the diversity in everything, you know, even what you wear. Now, we've been kind of shy on facial hair. We haven't had that many people up with long facial hair. So give it up. Give it up for... Now, I think his name is David Hetty. Do I have it right?
Yes.
David Hetty. And Hetty spelled H-E-T-I. David's a very funny guy, and we got the facial hair covered now. There we go. Excellent, David. Excellent. I love it. And to think that you came all the way down from Toronto. Do you have to go back by train tonight? No, okay. I thought maybe you came in special. I love that existential humor like that. And I also love the way that you did that with your hair in the back. When you bring your hair up like that, that's like very, you may have like a little trans streak in there and you're covering it up with your beard and everything. I don't know, you may want to look at that. You may want to think about that. Our next comedian is an Italian-American, and his name is Ray Tyrone, and he's a very funny guy, and he's been here before. Let's give it up for Ray. All right, Ray Tyrone. All right, Ray.
All right, let's hear it for Fran.
Thanks, Ray. Ray Tyrone. Okay, very funny, Ray. Love that story about the colonoscopy, especially. What a very satisfying story that is. Tonight we had every type of person, I think, every comedian. I just want to end it with this. By the way, there are 3 genders. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and transgender women are from the meatpacking district. I don't know if we've ever done this before. I just thought it would be a good idea. Let's keep the clap going. I'm going to quickly name who was here tonight. And they're not in the order they were here. Alvin, right? Ray Jerome, Tom LaCorey, Steve Aarons, Kelly Sisco, Josh Simon, Yaffa, Dan Ghazi, David Henny, and Kenny Warren. I hope I didn't leave anyone out. And I'm Fran Sisco. Look for me on the web, franciscisco.com. All right, glad to be here. Bye, everybody. Good night. Thanks a lot. And Jonathan Girac on video. Okay.